You know what can be a fun thing to do musically is introducing yourself to a new song through a cover. It's a fun way to like hear new music, and then when you hear the original version, you're like, oh, this is really cool. You can kind of compare them a little bit more than if you know the original compared to, and then hearing the cover. It's just something different about the way the brain works. It's just, you hear different things. So that being said, this is my first time hearing this song Jaded in general by Miley Cyrus, so it's going to be cool to actually hear Kelly Clarkson's version before anything else. Like, this is the original version to me, and then comparing everything else too would be kind of cool, and seeing how Miley decided to do it and how Kelly changed it or didn't change it. It's a very, very fun thing, and I recommend that. I recommend you look at if you hear somebody releasing a new song, like look at some covers and before you hear the original. It's kind of a cool way to put some fresh ears on some music. So that being said, if you're new to the channel, and welcome, I appreciate you coming and checking out this video and hanging out with me. If you're not new, you're fantastic. Thanks so much for coming back and spending more time with me. Let's see what we got. This is Kelly Clarkson, Jaded by Miley Cyrus. Whoever tracks these drums is phenomenal. I know it was wrong, but never said I was sorry. Fat bass. Now I've had time to think it over. We're much older and the bones too big to bury. I got to talk about this. Listen to the relationship between the kick and the kick drum and the bass right here. Very, very tight performance. You hear so typically those are the rhythm sections, and drums and bass typically work together in performance, kind of driving and cohesively adding the rhythm section together, and just the tightness of the bass them and the kick hitting at the same time. It's really done well, cohesively in general. And then I want to talk about I mentioned this very early in the beginning. Whoever tracks the drum, like the drum, like the drum tone is really, really nice, especially for live drums. Sometimes they can be a little lackluster for live drums. Not necessarily here. In fact, actually, when I hear Kellyoke's typically phenomenally recorded, but like sometimes live drums in general recording can be a little thin and just not have the same punch as like studio drums or like really processed live drums. So whoever does this they've really got it down to a science. And that being said, though, I wanted to also talk about the instrumentation. It kind of has this interesting 80s kind of vibe to it, the way, especially the addition of Jason's keyboard playing, the tone that he's using on his keyboard to give this really kind of swirly 70s, 80s kind of vibe. Right there, actually, was a bum bum. Listen to the kick and the bass, actually, together. Yeah, it's a great melody. Oh, nice backing tracks with the harmonies. Bass is running, man. Great guitar on the radio. Yeah. Yeah, man. Come on, let's talk about this. So, like, how many times could I say, like, her voice is so insane? Like, it's just so cool to hear that, like, just as she turns these tracks and makes them her own. And then really, I like how she dynamically builds things within 2 minutes of a song. So, like, it starts off already pretty built, and then she still leaves room so that she can have somewhere to go where she's changed, especially melodically. The music doesn't change a ton, but they do leave space. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like, I don't know what the lyrics were, but like, I'm sorry that you're, like, that line or that pickup, because it's a pickup. I'm sorry that you're jaded is the downbeat. Like, the band pulls out sometimes and leaves a little, makes just her vocals, gives it a little bit more dynamic space, I guess you could say, in that. So, which is a really cool addition. The bassist is really, he's ripping some nice nice like rhythmic melody, I guess you would call it, like just like really cool riffs. One thing I do really appreciate, you can see that they're playing along with sheet music, probably iPads. They do a really good job at hiding that. I think, especially because they're recording. I think they record 2 a day. I was looking at tickets to go to see her in New York City, and I'm pretty sure that they record 2 shows a day. It's like, 5 days a week. Like, that's a lot of music you got to learn, memorize. So like, I don't think they do. In fact, I think that definitely seen it on Jason's piano and iPad, but you don't typically see it with the other musicians, and I think they just do a good job at hiding it. I appreciate that. I think it's cool. I don't love when artists have like, stands right in the center, and it's just like not a good look personally. Especially like, I'm not a huge fan of like, I used to play a lot of like bar and restaurant gigs, and I would have an iPad in front of me more recently, just because of the vast number of songs. When I was first starting out, though, like I tried very hard not to. It just was I didn't like the look. People had these huge books and stuff, and it was like, I don't know, it just kind of was a barrier between you and the audience. That's just my personal preference. Yeah, the drums sound ridiculous. Ridiculous. Crazy, man. Crazy. Production, the quality, the sound quality. I don't know. I don't really have much to say other than it just keeps getting better and better. Like, just the band's getting tight. Is this the same band that goes on tour with her? Obviously, Jesse's part of, the backup vocalist and her vocal arranger. What's her title? And then obviously Jason Halbert as her musical director. Vocal director is the other word. The guitarist, bassist, and drummer, are they on tour with her? How does that work? Or do they, what's the situation with that? So I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see next. Really great cover from Kelly. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.